Add tag, tax, and title.
Hewitt Tire and Auto. Call 850-769-7323. Your certified AAA service center and hometown towing. Visit them online at HewittTire.com. On Airport Road in Panama City. 850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Need a tow? Call Billy at Hometown Towing, 850-265-1562.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Clare, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you, serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Get ready to connect. ESPN Northwest Florida is thrilled to introduce the newest rock stars to the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome to the Beach Chamber. Beach Tacos, Coastal Vibes Luxury Beach Group, Griff's on Campus, Guthrie's, and Parkside at Beach Apartments.
We are here to support your success and help you connect with our community.
Congratulations from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce, reaching Bay County and beyond.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, Starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! I'm full of water! I say hot tub! Hot tub! Gonna get you hot tub! I'm gonna make it wet! Say hot tub! Rubber tub and hot tub! Rubber tub with me! Chugging hot tub! Yeah! Really make me sweat! No! Chugging hot tub! Yeah! Really make me wet!
Turn around! Well, good morning, Wildcat. Where were you yesterday?
Look, I was right here. Where were you?
I thought you were going to meet me in Biloxi. I kept waiting. I said, I think he's coming.
Had me a table ready.
I thought Randy was going to run the board. You were going to show up, and we would have fun. Jim was there. Jason was there. We had a blast.
Had a good time.
They had a table set at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Me and Doc were here holding down the fort.
I heard Doc knocked it out of the ballpark.
He knocked it out of the ballpark.
That's Elvis on steroids.
Oh, man. He was good.
Unbelievable.
He was good.
Take him at your show. Take him at 10.
Welcome back.
Dance. All right. Let's get it going. Jason Kovaleski, Jim Bob Brand. Jim, our baby girl, she got a part at Disney. Talk about it. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, she did.
And let's tell her name.
My daughter, Autumn Brandt. Woo! Who we've been going to Disney since she's been 2 years old or whatever.
They live at Disney.
Since we first got her.
They live at Disney.
Yeah, they're at Disney all the time.
Judy Brandt lives in Disney.
She's there right now.
I tell you.
Let me back up. They have Disney has a college program for college-age kids, and this is the third time she's gone there to work. And two of the times, including this time, her job is custodial, which means she has to clean up in the restrooms a lot. And they really don't mind it because it gives them a lot of benefits and all that stuff. And it's really not that hard. It's just kind of tedious.
Right.
So anyway, she got an invitation to audition for a character, to be a character. Now, Autumn's only 5'1". I mean, she's very short. And I have to give a shout out to Julie Krasinski. If you're listening, Julie, your training could have been the difference, because the thing that allowed Autumn, my daughter, to get accepted was the fact that she knew how to dance.
Oh, wow.
You know, you would think that if you're going to audition for a character that you'd know what a plie is or whatever, like James does.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Only dancers know.
Do a plie for us real quick.
I will.
So,
first break.
So whatever the step, and she said,
have the doctor on call.
And Autumn said, she goes, well, a lot of the girls didn't really know. They're kind of like that. I don't know what to do.
Right.
You know? So anyway, long story short, she auditioned, She got accepted. She doesn't know what character she's going to be, doesn't know what park she's going to be at. It could be in parades. It could be as a character assistant. They have to do that too. They kind of switch out because it's so hot down there. It's hard to stay in that costume, for too long. And she's going to transition from being a custodial at Disney Springs to being a character starting, I think, August 3rd.
Nice, sir.
So
That's awesome.
So she's got like another 5 weeks. To say she's excited is an understatement.
That's a hard job.
Yeah.
We're going to go see her. We're taking the whole family to go see her. That's going to be awesome.
There's characters that do that down there.
Stowaway in your...
Well, she used to watch Jim and I dance a lot. Down Cape Coral, here. I mean, she learned from the best.
Not Cape Coral so much, but...
Yeah, mainly here. It was a little bit wilder here than Cape Coral. Anyway, Jason, what's going on down the store? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's going good. Got a lot athletes coming in, doing their embodies, getting on the complete mass, and K4 stack. Coach Siegel came in yesterday. We talked a little bit about helping them in North Bay Haven out, so that was a good meeting with him, and I think they got a lot of good players this year, and they got a lot of kids going out, so I think they're going to have a really good year this year as well.
All right, we got to give a shout out. Not only does Jim Daughter do something special, Coop Moss, he finished 4th overall for Mr. Florida. He was the 4A player of the year of the state of Florida.
But he is the 4A player of the year.
Yes, but when you go for the overall player in the great state of Florida, which is incredible, he finished 4th, and I think he was the highest rated public school player.
Wow.
The other ones came from private schools, which...
That's a whole other story. Don't get us started on that.
Different thing. But so congratulations for Coop for doing that. What a wonderful kid he is.
Yep.
And great player, great person. Yes. Cooper Moss, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Hey, I did this for you, Wildcat. I saw it. I said, I got to write this down for the Wildcat himself. And they had a picture of it. If you wouldn't believe, till you see the picture of it, you can't really comprehend how big this is. 15 foot, 800 pounds. Did you see the picture?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okeechobee. They caught a gator. Why did they go after the gator? This particular gator was eating all the livestock. So they got to go get him, and they caught him.
Okeechobee's a big lake.
They got some monsters.
Yeah,
and that's probably not even near the biggest one they've got.
No.
15 foot, 800 pounds. It looked like a truck. I mean, it was huge, huge. And they had some lifting up in the air, and the guy looked like a midget up under it. Of course, I don't know how tall the guy was. Might have been, like somebody else we know. Well, I don't know, but that was a huge...
No short people.
So I was going to call Rob, and I know Rob came on yesterday. I was going to call Rob and say, Rob, have you ever seen a gator? Rob's probably caught it
wrestled it down, put it in a headlock.
Tarzan used to do that. Those Tarzan shows, he'd dive in there and really fight them.
Yeah.
That was true. That was no fake. That was really
that was a historical document.
Yeah, it's like Tom Cruise. He does his own stunts. That guy used to do his own fights with the gators. Now, they did have the gators' mouth shut. They had tape. Nobody knew that.
Did you see last week somebody posted on Facebook a school of hammerhead sharks
in Panama City Beach? I saw that
Panama City Beach. Yeah. I mean, and they weren't little itty bitty ones like I'm used to catching off the beach at night. These were huge hammerhead sharks.
Huge.
There was at least half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
Hammerheads what do they call them, a pod or a school? I know dolphins are a pod.
I don't know.
I think they call them sharks. I think they call them a lot of sharks.
Fish.
Bunches.
More than one.
Bunches.
Sharks with an S.
Do the southern thing. It's all of them. All of them. All of them.
Them there.
All of them.
That's a bunch of them right there.
All of them.
We were behind schooners one time, and there were 3 of them together. And I'm telling you, they were... I don't know how deep the water was, but it was like maybe 5 feet out in the water, right close to shore. And everybody got out, and we just looked at them. That's the first time. That's all these years. That's the first time I've seen a shark.
Wow.
I've been there.
I've seen them a lot.
So I really had never seen a whole lot of them. We don't hardly ever go to the beach anymore.
Yeah.
Murray State. What about your Kentucky baseball teams, man? What about that?
The Racers, baby.
Dang, they beat Duke. They're in. I'm proud. I thought you'd be happy.
Well, I am, but I don't like counting my eggs before they're...
But let me ask Jason something. Jason and Jim. Now, the average baseball fan out there, we like, just now, they might not, but I do. I like watching, he'll microwave. I would like to watch Tennessee. I like to watch
You can watch them next year.
Yeah.
Texas, somebody like that. But now we're going to be watching Murray State, Coastal Carolina.
You know the good thing about baseball? Those teams beat the teams you wanted to watch.
What? They beat them.
It's going to be an all-SEC tournament, baby. All 8 teams going to be from the SEC.
Nope.
Nobody's going to lose.
Yeah.
They got 2 in.
How'd that work out?
Overrated. I mean, we talked about that last week. They were.
A little bit.
No, they were. We got it. I'm shocked. Let's bring on the SEC expert himself. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is Steve from Lexington via Casadega. Is Paul there?
Yes, he is. Paul's here. Go ahead, Paul.
No. So I heard Jim Bob Bryant talking about the SEC. How many Big Ten teams are in there?
UCLA, baby.
Yep, we got 1.
Oh, I forgot about that. They'll go out early. Anyway.
We'll find out.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you can talk smack before it starts. Now, Tennessee went out, boy. You know they did, but they got beat by a real good team.
Oh, yeah.
That team was the best team last year without pitching in the country. And Coach Van Dorn, whatever his name is, Van Dorn, Dave, you know, he's going to get him one. Of course, he had one at Nebraska, I think, but finally Arkansas is going to get one. I'm predicting it. And I know some thugs in Little Rock who are really counting on it.
Yeah.
Little Rock,
anyway,
Arkansas.
Hey, let me ask y'all something. Are y'all working for Dollywood surreptitiously? We're talking about sharks and gators, okay? You're scaring off the Alabama meat. All right? Hey, if Donna Bell and Bill will give me the money, or, loan it to me, I'm going to come down there and have a real Florida attractions from straight out of the deep south. We're going to have us some Burmese pythons versus alligators. You think people wouldn't pay $40 to see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
I would. Take my money.
And people would be surprised about them snakes winning.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'd be surprised, too. Listen, all we got to do to get rid of them snakes is if President Trump, well, whoever's in charge, by the way, he's going to Fort Bragg today, and he's going to rename the 82nd Airborne the California 49ers. And they're going to be located in L.A. County. Not up in the Bay Area. Anyway, that's a little joke there, a little insider there if you're paying attention to the news, by the way. I got to tell you something, though. I'm really kind of ashamed. I believe Tennessee is the source of all those powerful fireworks. South Pittsburgh, and then the last chance off of Highway 81 down a county road where they will sell fireworks to 5-year-olds. I'm talking about M80s, baby. I mean, that's a good old Tennessee thing. I want to say something else about Coach Tony. You know, I don't know how you coaches feel about this or the nutritionist, but I'm done with miking up people.
Yeah.
During competition.
Yeah.
Coach Tony went full hot tour on them the other night as he was losing to Arkansas. And I'm like, man, that's coming right out of a trailer park in whatever over near Mount Eagle. But which is, by the way, near University of the South, one of the preeminent educational institutions.
You throw the Florida coach in there, too.
Anyway, yeah, and then Wake Forest's coach is on borrowed time because he said a word that rhymes with maggot, which you cannot do that at Wake Forest.
No,
I mean, he said a double F word, something like trucker maggots. You know, I won't get y'all in trouble because it's a family show, and they will fire him eventually for it.
Wow,
I believe it.
Yeah,
it's terrible. You know, there's no forgiveness in this country. You know, you ever heard of Larry Munson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know he said the N word one time on the air?
No.
He did a long time ago. I had a friend who went to college with me who was from Georgia. He actually had the tape of it back in the day when they had tape. And I think Larry had to pay, he had to go to Siberia. You know where they sent him?
No.
He had to go do Vandy games. By the way, I want to finance a November 5th fun field trip. I've got 6 tickets to see Auburn and Vandy. Now, the winner gets 2 tickets and the loser gets 4. Anyway, you can laugh at that, Jason. Come on, man, you got that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I gotta say one thing. I'm over the listen to this.
What's that?
You know what that means?
What?
That means the ship has sailed for the ACC in baseball. Y'all have a great one. Go Hogs.
Go Hogs. Go Hogs. Go Hogs. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Let's start out with the great one right here. Max Prep What the hell? What's that your business?
I choose the high school
Max Fit Sports Nutrition. What'd you give me this? What's in this drink? What did you give me this morning? It's pretty good.
You got the mason jar.
Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make that happen for you. Jason, where are you located?
We're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village, right between Tzatziki's and Black Sheep Armory, and we are in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
My roommate in college had prostate cancer. He has been had it taken out. He's been having a hard time sleeping. I think he's about 68, 67. But anyway, I got him on that. So I sent him the bottle.
Yeah.
And he is asleep. He says, wow. Yeah, that stuff works.
Right.
So if you get up there in age, they don't, they got all kinds of stuff you can take. And they're telling us now, even people my age now, take creatine, work out, keep strong, especially your lower body. They got everything you can think of nutrition-wise down there. If you're having problems sleeping, go down there and visit with them. They got a couple products you can take. What's the one I get?
No, you get a couple of essential lipids. That's for your heart.
No, I'm talking about the sleeping aid.
Somatomax.
That stuff is unbelievable. If you're having a hard time problem sleeping, go see Jason Kovaleski. For all your needs, go see Jason Kovaleski.
Also, creatine's not just for people that are working out. They actually found out in recent studies that it breaks the blood-brain barrier. They're treating Parkinson's, dementia.
They're finding all kind of good stuff about it.
Helps with cognitive thinking. So creatine, just 5 grams a day, it is beneficial. We have some as low as $16 a month.
Can't beat it. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Again, where are you located?
In 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village and Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
The heat is here. It is hot. It is humid. And Mississippi is the hottest place on earth. We got Stevenson Air Conditioning right here in Bay County in Panhandle, Florida, so we got it made. Anytime, day or night. If it breaks down for whatever reason, storm comes through, it gets hit, whatever happens, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll be out there quickly. They'll solve all of your problems. Get it serviced now. It's going to run better. It's going to save you money on your power bill. Your house will be cooler. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Locals taking care of locals. Jason's local. Jason Stevenson's local also. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Not even close. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. Red beans and rice, a special day. The best seafood, the coldest beer. I'll take that back. Today is Tuesday, correct?
Yep.
Black beans and rice is a special day with a quesadilla. But they got the best seafood, the coldest beer, and the best burgers you get anywhere. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Who's in? Who's out? We'll let you know when we get back.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. For this afternoon and evening, likely thunderstorms and some sun and a high of 86 with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and possible thunderstorms with lows around 79. Tomorrow, likely thunderstorms and a temperature near 87. Moving into Thursday, about the same with a high of 89 and likely thunderstorms. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Get ready to discover new adventures this summer and hit the road in a new 2025 Kia Telluride from Bill Bird Kia. Whether you're traveling on the highways or off-road, you'll do it with grace and grit. Now offering 3.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Telluride. Experience what everyone's talking about and stop by for a test drive. Discover the perfect fit featuring spacious 8-passenger seating, premium interior, and advanced safety and technology features. Bill Bird Kia, the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. The road is yours this summer in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Telluride with $2,253 per $1,000 financed at 48 months. Qualities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers must take delivery from dealer stock through 7/7/25.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, Get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, here's the College World Series power rankings. The number one team going into Omaha, Arkansas, 43-13. Out of the SEC, the most overrated conference in college athletics. Number two, that was for the Buckeye boys. Number two, LSU Fighting Tigers, 43-14. Number three, Oregon State. Man, they can swing a bat. Mm-hmm. Oregon State, 47-14, and actually won. I don't know how they had one tie. Number four, Coastal Carolina, Ryan Mulvey's team. 53-11. What they won now? 23, 24 in a row, something like that.
I said it when Auburn drew them. I said that's the toughest matchup in the regionals, and everybody kind of laughed because of how good Auburn was playing. But Coastal Carolina is very, very good, and they're a threat to win it all.
They really are.
I like Arkansas a little bit better, but man,
I had Auburn in there.
Yeah, I think we all did. But
UCLA is at number 5, 47-16. Number 6, you kind of said watch out for Arizona. Arizona's 44-19. Louisville out of nowhere. Well, I shouldn't say that. 40 wins, 22 losses. And from the great state of Kentucky, unbelievable. Wildcats, one of his favorite teams. Murray State, 42-14. They took care of Duke yesterday. That is your 8 powerhouse teams in the College World Series. Who do y'all like? Just off the top of your head, who would you pick right now to win it all?
I picked Arkansas before the Supers, and I don't see any reason to change that pick. I do think LSU has a really good roster, but I don't think they're as consistent as Arkansas as far as pitching. But I think Coastal Carolina is my sleeper, but I'm going to Arkansas. I think they look like the clear favorite.
And what I was getting back to, I was kind of kidding around, but I was being serious too. Do you think that helps? Whatever with the TV ratings when you don't have the bigger names. And you've got like the Coastal Carolinas, you got Murray State, which, to be honest with you, they didn't draw a whole lot of people. Now, let me get in this real quick. Here's the first game. I think it's the 13th. Was that Friday?
Yeah,
it's Friday.
Yep.
Arizona at 1 o'clock Central Time. Arizona's playing Coastal Carolina. Louisville's playing Oregon State. At 4 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. You got this?
Yes.
Duke got. Is that what your update? I'm not taking your update.
No.
Okay. And then you got Murray State versus UCLA. Then you have LSU versus Arkansas.
See, I don't like that. I think they should reseed the teams at each level because you got two of the best teams at LSU, Arkansas, playing in the first round. I mean, you got Murray State playing somebody. To me, I think they should reseed it after every round.
Yeah, I do too, because hell, that might be the national. Yeah. I don't know anymore. I thought we knew.
They're really good.
Baseball.
I mean, there are some teams this year that scuffled a little bit throughout SEC play, but in LSU, I mean.
Did you see the crowds?
Oh yeah,
at Arkansas, their stadium, baseball, how big, how nice.
And LSU, I mean.
Yeah, that's crazy, unbelievable. But again, if you had to pick a team today, who would it be?
I had Arkansas.
Well, the SEC teams you would figure would be that's why they're ranked number 1 and 2. I'm more of an LSU guy because they've done it a couple years ago. So I'll go to LSU.
And honestly, Coastal Carolina, like they said, that's the hottest baseball team in the country right now.
And the other two, if it's not LSU, I'd say Coastal Carolina or Oregon State because Oregon State just obliterated Florida State.
Yeah.
Hitting the ball. Now, will they do that every game? I'm sure they won't, but, man, they can hit. Golly day.
Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to just get back. We'll get back to baseball, but the revenue sharing, we all knew it was coming. Everybody's freaked out about it. We all knew it was coming. We all knew it was going to happen. They just finally got all the legal parts of it taken care of. What do you guys think? If you were in control, let me ask you this. If you got $20 million? They said 75% can be 75% of it's supposed to be spent on football, college football.
$15 million.
Yeah, so if you got $15 million,
that's chump change compared to what these teams are throwing around now.
Yeah.
Well,
Texas,
NIL's not
Oregon,
going away.
Ohio State.
That's just going to be supplemental income.
What I'm asking is this. The Big Ten SEC got all the big TV contracts. We were like, they're going to be able to get better players because they're going to be able to pay more. But across the board, I guess they don't have to give them that much. So some of these smaller schools are not going to be able to afford to give them $15 million, whatever it is. But all right, say you do. I did this, 105 players on a roster. If you paid everybody across the board on the football team, you're on our team, we're going to pay you all the same. You're going to make about a little bit over $142,000 per player a year. They stay there 4 years. That's a good chunk of change right there to be in your savings account, or if you're smart.
About the amount of a scholarship.
But let me ask you this: if you're the coach and you can set up any way you want, I don't like the idea of freshmen coming in making more than a senior. You can do it a couple of different ways. The 11 first-team players are going to make the most amount of money. You got to have somebody work the numbers. I don't know what it would be. I don't know how, but they would be more. Second team, all the second team pays so much, and third team pays so much. Now, a kid gets hurt, they adjust the schedule. Second team moves to first team. That kid moves back to second team. Their salary is going to change. Or would you do, if you could do it that way, would you do it to create that competition? Or would you pay them, freshman's going to make X amount, regardless of your ability or position? And then the sophomore year, you're going to make more. Junior year, you're going to make more. And your fourth year, you make a little bit more because we want to keep them there. We want to keep you here at this school. Or do you do like a quarterback's worth so much, a left tackle's worth so much? How would you do it if you were in charge? How would you pay them?
I don't think you can do it by, I'm not going to contradict what I've said in the past, but let's just use Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State as an example. All we heard, coming in, he's the greatest player ever. How good can he be? Well, he turned out to be really good.
Pretty good, a little bit.
So he's a freshman. So based on what you're going to pay him. Now, Jeremiah, you're just a freshman, so you've got at least 2 years. So we're not going to give you as much as Joe Schmo, who's the fourth-year junior or the fifth-year senior, because they've been here longer, so they're going to get more money. James, that will never in a bazillion years work out. How you going to get the Jeremiah Smiths of the world or the Ryan Williams of the world? How are you going to get them to come if they're not going to get as much as a guy they're clearly better than, who just happens to be 2 years older than them? That's just my take.
I think everybody's going to get a base salary. I mean, it might be 10, it might be 15, but, they're going to negotiate player by player by who they think they need. I mean, even when there was rules, they're going to circumvent it and get the best players, however. And NIL is not going away, let's be honest. Now, It's just going to go in front of a clearinghouse, all these crazy deals. If the clearinghouse says, oh, this isn't fair market value, they can deny the NIL deal and punish the school in some way, and I don't mean like, Are
they taking the school, like I said, take the school out of it, let the agents and the business deal with one another like they do in the NFL, or are they going to ask us to give money to Florida State, Ohio State, Alabama to go buy players?
They're going to ask us to pay for it like they always do. I mean,
Alabama's going to be done, dead, buried.
I think this helps SEC schools that don't have that type of money, that don't want to compete dollar for dollar, because the clearinghouse is now going to say you can't just go pay this freshman here that's never played it down for $10 million because that's above market.
He just said you should.
Well, you should. You should be able to. We should open the books, because every time you limit somebody, you're going to get the people that cheat.
I've been out of the loop.
Pay them to the table.
I mean, how are you going to get the big star player? You can't pay as much as a junior.
I've been out of the loop. I've been gone. So they still know how they're going to do this.
No, you're right.
So we kind of do, but it's still not an exact science. I mean, you still have NIL. So if Jeremiah Smith goes and Burger King says, hey, we're going to give you $20 million, I think Cooper Flagg, they said, earned $39 million at Duke just in endorsements. That has nothing to do with the school. But, if some team wants to say, hey, Nike, this guy's going to be a number one pick in the NBA draft, let's get on him now, they can pay him whatever. Now, the clearinghouse has to clear these now, and they did say they would probably have not approved about 70% of the deals. That's why everybody was trying to get, like USC's paying a lot right now. They're trying to get these deals done before the clearinghouse comes in and starts to look at every deal. If they don't approve it, then they can actually.
Well, let me ask you. So, wait a minute. I'm worth this, but their clearinghouse said I can't make this. They don't take them to court.
I'm sure it's going to head that direction. I mean,
it'll happen.
What's going to stop them from saying, this is fair earning for me? You may not think it's a fair or market deal, but obviously Burger King or whatever booster that supports the team is going to say, I believe that's a fair market deal. So It's still in some gray area as far as NIL, but, this just allows the schools to be able to negotiate and pay players.
How would you do it if you had the power to make everybody be on the same page? I tell you what I do. Every 105 players, you're going to make $142,000 a year, period. Across the board, across the country. That way it doesn't help one school or another in recruiting. NIL, take it away from the university. You do it like the professional leagues. The companies get involved with the agents. School has nothing to do with it. We're not going to give you money out of my pocket to go buy a player.
If you're talking about health of the game, that's the way it should be done, but we're not, and we're never going to happen. I mean, if you got a guy like Jeremiah Smith or even a Cam Newton, those guys are going to get more money, and they're going to get offered more money by every single school that comes through because
just like
they're
they've done in the
difference
past.
makers.
Just like it's always been done.
Exactly.
They're just putting lipstick on a pig.
Just the way you want it.
Did they address like cars and like Texas giving Lamborghinis? Is that going to still be allowed?
I think so, because most of those are leases, and they turn them back in when they leave school anyway. So it's not like they're giving them a car and saying, "Here's a $300,000 car. See you later." I mean, they probably have a car dealership that they have a relationship with. These guys drive these cars, and they go say, "Look, Manning drove this car. Now we sell it for more market value because somebody wants to drive a Archie Manning car." So I don't see those. Those were going on before NIL was even legal. I mean, let's be honest.
We got to do our baseball rundown Friday, our picks, which we have not been very good at. This has been a while. Seriously, I'm being ugly, but we have to really say that the SEC was overrated when you had 13 players.
I think we're seeing
13 teams get in.
NIL
they went to
into
4
baseball because now there's more parity in baseball than ever, just like football. I mean, it's not quite there.
Remember, we thought the smaller schools it would hurt.
Right.
Well, Coastal Carolina's not a big school.
Well,
Murray State's not a big school.
Football is a different animal than basketball and baseball. So these smaller schools can't put a 20-man roster together that can compete with SEC. All you need is about 3 or 4 really good pitchers.
But we didn't see it in the basketball tournament this past year. We didn't see that little team from nowhere.
No.
I think basketball's done with like that. Baseball, I thought it'd be done with too, to be honest with you. That's like Southern Mississippi right now. They've already had people contacting their players. The coaches all have said that they had an arc about it. They're good. I mean, they should have beat Miami. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But they already got people coming after schools because they got more money at these other schools to pay than Southern Miss. So he's like all upset about it. But that's just the way it is.
Look at women's softball, Texas State. They got by the best player in college college softball history.
Almost bought them a championship.
Yeah, it came one game away. So I just see that going on in baseball. I'm going to see it going on in football. You're going to see it going on. And as long as it's legal, you're going to see it going on. People are going to buy championships. All
right, let's get it rolling. Let's talk about some of our wonderful people. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. Don't play around with it. Go see Dr. Ward. Keep that sunscreen on you when you get out in the sun playing golf, swimming, whatever you're doing. Protect yourself. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward. 5 minutes is all it takes, and you'll be fine. Go see Dr. Ward office throughout the Panhandle of Florida. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. We've got 2 great locations. From Beach Road, 10908, park in the back. Great facility there. But my favorite is right here on Thomas Drive, the old Thomas Drive, the Navy base, whatever you want to call it, right across the street from the Navy base. El Rodeo Tequila Bar Grill. Every Thursday night they have singing going on. Come sing and show off your talents like everybody does. They're great. Great place to have a birthday party. The best happy hour anywhere. You buy one, you get one free. Draft beer, house wine, and margaritas. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. We're right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show. How thought out was firing Tom Thibodeau? Because I thought, okay, then you know who you want to hire. If I'm Jason Kidd, do I want to leave the opportunity to coach Cooper Flag? Unless Jason Kidd and Giannis get reunited.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
The Coach James Hale Show. Live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
A lot more excitement is yet to come.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State. Woo! FSU update is brought to you by Newbies. Get out, Newbies, have a great time. 4 great locations. Newbie 2 on the Curve. Go watch all the College World Series, professional baseball. Head on down to the Mothership. The best bands in the Southeast, best entertainment in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday. Heck, all throughout the summer. Charlotte's going to give you the best time you can possibly have. Get out, Newbies, have a great time. Jim, what do you got for us today on FSU?
Man, it's been rough to be an FSU fan. That man, it's been rough to be an FSU fan right lately.
Oh,
you got to ask yourself, what do we do?
Go back to softball for a second here. You know, a couple weeks ago when this all happened, Jason and I talked about, Texas Tech, in softball. And then Jason correctly pointed out, well, yeah, but they got that pitcher from Stanford. Okay? Fast forward, last weekend, Texas beat Texas Tech for the national championship. So the fact that Florida State lost to Texas Tech is no disgrace to anyone.
Right.
Because Texas had to beat that girl, I think, 2-3 times to win the national championship. So,
and the amount of innings she pitched by the time they beat her in that third game was like 400-some innings over the year or something.
Yeah,
some
crazy thing. So anyway, softball lost, but they lost to a really good opponent.
Right.
In baseball, I'm sure they're kicking themselves because they were ahead on Friday. They were ahead 4-1 going to the 9th inning. And, you would expect with a 3-run lead that you could hold on. Got tied up, and then they lost in the 10th. Then they won on Saturday, and then I turned it on Sunday to watch. Like, well, we're not Florida State. And I turned it on. I missed the very beginning of it. 2/3 of an inning into the first inning, and they're losing 6-0 to Oregon State. Now, I've watched baseball my whole life, mostly Major League, the Indians, all right, Guardians now. I've never seen this or heard of this ever. In 3 innings, Oregon State hit 4 home runs, and it wasn't in this order, but I'm just saying it like this because it makes it easier to remember. They had a solo home run, they had a 2-run home run, had a 3-run home run, and then they had a grand slam. In 3, actually less than 3, 2.5 innings, something like that. So they're down 13-3, and I gotta give Florida State a lot of credit. The final score was 14-10. They came back, they hung in there.
Yeah, 2 innings where the bases loaded and they didn't get a run too. So they did battle. So
they had their chances, but just being, I'm not a baseball coach per se, but I'm just a coach and just a fan. If I had to analyze Florida State, pitching is what they need.
They need bullpen pitching.
Outside of Jamie Arnold, who was tremendous on Friday or Saturday rather. Other than that, not so much. And they kept bringing these guys out there, and it's like, it looked like batting practice. I mean, Oregon State was just teeing off on them. So I don't know if Oregon State was that good or Florida State's second-tier pitches just weren't very good. I don't know which it was. I think probably the truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But they hung in there and got to be 14-10, and then they
Oregon State's won 3 national championships since 2010, so they're no fluke program. I mean, that's got a history of playing really good baseball, and playing out there I thought was going to hurt Florida State with the time change and everything. They just didn't have the pitching depth. When you get in that third game and you need arms and you probably have to throw 6-7 pitchers and you get down 6-0 with 2 outs in the first inning, that's just a hard thing to overcome. They battled, though. Yeah. They got some hitters. A couple of those pitchers did pitch pretty good, but they just didn't have the depth to do it.
Right. You just kind of ran out of steam.
Yeah.
So
that first game is really where they want to kick themselves. They were 1 strike away twice. And just couldn't close the game out. And when they'd lost that one, I was like, oh, man, that's going to hurt.
And like you say, Oregon State is a 3-time national champ. I'm an Oregon State fan a little bit because my Guardians, the Indians, their left fielder's name is Stephen Kwan, who played for Oregon State. So that's kind of how that got me, like, Oregon State.
Right.
Adley Rutschman, the catcher of the Orioles, has played for there too. So they've had some really good players kind of under the radar because they're out in the West Coast and nobody ever probably sees them on prime time very often. So
I thought they were a mirror image of Florida State. Their pitching depth isn't that great either.
No, it wasn't.
They had a couple kids that are younger that come in that have big arms, but, Florida State still hit them pretty good. It's just they just didn't have enough pitching themselves.
Right.
So,
and in the last couple of days, I saw images that were posted of the completed Doak Campbell Stadium. It's finally finished. It looks like, and the home side looks completely different. It's a lot lower, and they've got those loges or boxes, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
For all the big muckety mucks. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. I still don't have a whole lot of great hope for Florida State against Alabama. I think Alabama's going to have too much for them. I don't see that ending well at all. I just don't. I mean,
you never know. You never know.
Florida State needs some positive to come out. Just not get blown out by Alabama. I mean, they got to get something that allows these kids to believe in this team because that program has been shell-shocked since they missed the playoffs, and it's just they haven't recovered. And I just don't see the overall talent. High school recruiting hasn't been that good. We'll see if this quarterback and the Gus Malzahn project is going to work. I'm skeptical, but, what do I know? I hope they do good because Florida State is one of my favorite programs. I love Bobby Bowden. I think he was a great man and just so good for college football. So it's good when Florida State's good. So I hope that they can put something together and at least come out and battle it.
What are we, about 80 days away, something like that?
So, yeah.
About 80, something like that. Well, that game's going to come down. It's going to be electric. It's going to be hot. It's going to be miserable. Turnover is going to be a key. If they can start fast in that game, they can beat Alabama.
If they can get pressure
Alabama's
on the quarterback.
shaking. How would you have all this confidence you're Alabama? Look at their last 3 games. They get beat by Oklahoma. They look pathetic. They did win the Iron Bowl. Then they got blown out by, in my mind, they got blown out by a weak Michigan team. So they were heading the wrong direction. Florida State, they brought all the new coaches in. Gus Malzahn, what's his offense going to look like? Alabama's got A back on defense. You think the defense will be ready for it? I do like Warmack. He did change it up. I hate that 4-2-5 West Coast type defense against all the spread offenses. You're not going to stop Florida State's Gus Malzahn's offense in that front, and he won't do that. They'll be ready for it.
Based on your safeties, when you got a Caleb Downs, it's easy to run a 4-2-5 because he can come down in the box, and now you got a 4-3, and it just depends on your personnel. I do think it can work, especially against some of these like running spread offenses like Gus Malzahn's got. I mean, we'll see though. I mean, I think Alabama's super talented. I think their offensive line is going to be phenomenal. I think their defense is going to be phenomenal, and I think they finally have a quarterback that's going to fit.
But like Florida State's got a brand new team, really. They brought in a lot of different players. We don't really know what they've got.
Yeah, it's hard
It's
to know.
a mystery. I mean, seriously, you don't know what to expect.
Kind of reminds us of last year. But what did you expect from DJ? I read a funny meme that said Florida State fans hate Oregon State because they beat us in baseball and they gave us DJ ukulele.
They hated more for that.
They blew both our programs up.
But here's the thing. I hate to give Alabama props, but you have to. You know, they've won 10 games forever.
Yeah.
Okay, and they went ape. Well, you only won 9. Okay, let me clue.
Fire the coach.
Let me clue you in. Look at the number line in your elementary school. All right, put your left finger on 2. Put your right finger on 9. All right? Florida State's got 9, or Alabama's got 9 wins. You had 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like you. They got to start fast. I just don't see this ending well. Now, they may have a good season. I just don't think it's going to start against Alabama. That's just me. I just don't.
And I think
Alabama's still Alabama.
And I think the psyche's very on shaky ground anyway. So I think they have to start fast, because if you lose that game bad, and then you might see some guys.
This reminds, and I don't know how Florida State's going to react pregame. But I always think back to USC back 7, 8, 9 years ago, and Don and Jerry's were running their mouth. They're going to do this. They're going to do that.
Holding them back.
Yeah, hold me all the. And Alabama just
52-7. Yeah,
they did that to Miami not too long ago.
I can see that kind of being how the Florida. You're going to have a lot of that false bravado, chest bump and all that crap. Okay, that's fine. Lasts about one play. And then from there, I just don't see them competing well against Alabama.
Well,
I could be surprised.
Florida State fans need to pack that place out and make it loud, make it hard.
We'll
see.
We'll see.
Well, one thing about when that happened when we played USC, we had a guy on the sideline called Nick Saban.
Right.
He ain't there anymore. And I'm just curious to see what the discipline's like. I'm hoping Alabama's really good next year, but I'm wait and see. I'm not expecting much. I'm really not. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm completely, because year 2, you and I've always talked about it. The second year's always a lot better than the first.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm excited about FSU. I'm excited about what Gus Malzahn's offense. What is it going to do? Can it be explosive like it's been in the past? If they got a quarterback that can run and throw, you're going to be pleased. You got to have a guy that's a dual threat quarterback.
I do think they have a good quarterback to fit his system. I mean, he played at Boston College and had some good games against Florida State.
Yeah,
to be honest.
He played very well against Florida State.
He can run. He definitely can run.
That game, I think, is on ABC. 2:30 kickoff. Week 1 in college football is going to be great this year. You got Ohio State, Texas. You got LSU, Clemson, Alabama, FSU. Oklahoma. Is Oklahoma, Michigan also week 1?
Week 1 or week 2, I'm not sure.
Notre Dame is
Miami.
It's not
is
one.
9. Is it Notre Dame, Miami week 1?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's some really good games going on. Let's talk about some of our great people. Thanks, newbie. I want to thank John Sharp for the FSU update. Get out one of the 4 newbies. Have a great time. Tell them we sent you down there. Wonderful people. Love them. Always giving back to the community. Make sure we support them. And the legend, Dr. Chad Mitchell. You know, we've got a contract. You see that contract was drawn up?
For Dr. Mitchell and you for when he does the show?
Yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to switch it out. He will come in and work one day here and do my job. I'm going to work one day down there. I will not be allowed to do surgery. But
Lord have mercy.
I will be working with patients, though. I will be working with the patients.
You can do the robot surgery.
I'm going to be examining a lot of people, depending on looks.
Right.
Y'all probably ought to get somebody to look at that. That thing's really messed up.
Anyway, we're going to sign.
I don't look too good.
We're going to try. We're going to try to see how it works out. The legendary Dr. Chad Mitchell, 26 years. 26 years this fall. Will be on the sidelines taking care of Bay County athletes. The guy's incredible. Steve's Bike Shop. I love Steve. He was another great coach here in Bay County. Steve's Bike Shop, right across the street from Sam's. You want these electrical bikes? Who doesn't? Man, everybody wants them. That's the hottest thing out there right now, these electrical bikes. They sell them brand new, used. They work on them. They do an incredible job. The old-fashioned bikes, they do it all. Steve's Bike Shop, right across the street on Sam's, 23rd Street. Go check it out. We think you'll absolutely love it.
Wear a helmet.
Wear a helmet. Yeah, no kidding. We were down in Fort Myers, and the guy that did the weather down there, he did all those years we were in Cape Coral in Lee County. And that's a big county, and that you can see their TV station, 3 or 4 counties around. A lot of people watched him. He's out on a day in the park riding his bike. Just fell off the bike, hit his head, gone, dead, over. It's over. So you laugh about people wearing bike helmets. No, you need to wear them.
No.
You need to wear a bike helmet. So I see all these kids, my grandkids, without them, scares me to death. Put on those bike helmets. Also, you looking for a new roof? It's Vandy. Kyle Vandegrift's incredible. TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They design it, they build it. Commercial, residential, they can do it all. But if you're looking for a great roofing company, it's Vandy Roofing. They'll do a great job for you. They won't take every penny you got. Matter of fact, he's coming over Wednesday. We got a meeting with him Wednesday. Kyle does a great job. Vandy Roofing, number one, not even close. If you want your yard to look absolutely gorgeous, Turpro Pest Control is number one. Patrick, local, taking care of locals. That's Patrick. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. He did a great job also yesterday.
Yeah, I had fun.
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. Quarterbacks can be a lot of things in the NFL, but they can't be weird. You start looking at the stories that came out. Aaron Rodgers was the Steelers' third choice. Aaron's career is ending the way a lot of careers end for relatives and musicians and actors. Aaron's aging the way weird ages.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. For this afternoon and evening, likely thunderstorms and some sun and a high of 86 with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and possible thunderstorms with lows around 79. Tomorrow, likely thunderstorms and a temperature near 87. Moving into Thursday, about the same with a high of 89 and likely thunderstorms. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Are you thinking of doing a fundraiser? Well, Krispy Kreme Donuts next to HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan says, let's raise some dough. Earn up to 50% profit with a Krispy Kreme fundraiser in-shop or online. So let's raise some dough. Add Krispy Kreme Donuts next to HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, take us to your leader, you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Bill Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, home of the Atlanta Braves. Hey, go vote. Go on to our website. You can vote for Ryan's show. You can vote for our show. Thank you, Julie, for reminding me. But go, wait a minute.
Vote for Stevenson Air Conditioning. You got Doc.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'm on there. I don't think there's a sports nutrition one in there.
Yeah, Best of Bay. Go vote for Dr. Chad Mitchell. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Yeah. Who else was on there? I got a bunch of ours.
Television stations.
No, we're talking about our sponsors. Who'd you say? You said one of them.
I thought Doc was on there.
Doc's on there. Yeah. Anyway, go vote. Go vote for us. Best of Bay. Anyway.
Has it stormed here the past, midnight last night?
Yes.
Midnight,
yeah, it woke me up last night.
Holy cow, I thought the world was coming to an end.
One time, the whole dang house was shaking. I thought we got hit. What? Huh? Where?
I mean, it was just, you could hear the thunder off in the distance, and that kind of lulls you to sleep.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
I sleep right through it now. I mean,
what does that got to do with what we were talking? I'm just curious how they.
What does alligators got to do with it?
No,
because it's going to start the same stuff here in about an hour, probably down here on the beach. That's just
have you looked at the radar? Is that what you're telling us? It's coming?
Yeah.
It's coming?
Yeah.
It's coming.
But
we're coming.
It's not important.
All right. All right, let's go. This was GM Sports 365. And bring this up because there are going to be people wanting it. If FSU has a terrible year, if they go 2-10 again next year, they have enough money to get rid of him. I think they probably will. And, of course, they all think that Deion's the answer. Well, let's look at Colorado. What do they think about GM Sports 365? This is what they think about Colorado coming up this year. They lost the Heisman Trophy winner. They lost their quarterback. And, you know, what's the commitment from Deion after his son is gone off the team, both his boys and the kid that he more or less raised?
I'm sick of hearing about Deion. Sick of it. I am.
Thank you, Wildcat.
Next.
All right. They open up. Yeah. Colorado opens up with a team, I'm telling you right now, is going to be a lot better, and that's Georgia Tech. The guy can coach. Yeah. They just lost their AD to Michigan State.
Yeah.
He had the Bama connections also. Saban really likes both of them. Anyway, Georgia Tech, if you're a Georgia Tech fan, ACC fan, watch out. Georgia Tech's going to be pretty good. All right, they open up week 1. And they got Georgia Tech winning that ball game.
That's a good game.
Yeah, that's going to be a big game. I think that's on a Friday night.
You're going to find out a lot about Colorado.
I'm pretty sure that's a Friday night game.
Georgia Tech almost beat Georgia last year. I think it was, 5 overtimes or something?
Yeah, they're going to be good. Now, Colorado week 2, they got Delaware. They got Colorado winning that game, so now they're 1-1. At Houston, they say Colorado's going to get beat at Houston. Houston got good athletes. Wyoming, Deion gets it done. BYU at home, Colorado wins. At TCU, Colorado wins. So right now they're starting out pretty good. They are 4-2. Iowa State at home, in a close one. Colorado lets it slip away. Iowa State wins the game. They go to Utah. It's not that close. Utah gets a win. So now they got 4. They're 4-4. They got Arizona at home. They lose. They're at West Virginia. They get a win at West Virginia. Arizona State, they come back home and play Arizona State. They get beat again. They don't want to play those teams from Arizona. They've lost 2 now. And they end the year at Kansas State with a loss. So they've got them going, I believe, 5-7. After losing all those players, going 5-7. What do you guys think? Does it fall apart? Do they keep rolling? They've sold out. They did for 3rd straight year, which is making records over there. They sold out every season ticket they've had. So he's bringing the money. He's bringing the recognition. So they can justify paying him that $10 million. He's worth it.
Yeah.
$10 million he's making a year now at Colorado. Do they take a step back? Do they go 5-7 or they keep it rolling?
I don't think they go 5-7. I think about 7-5, but I do think they're going to take a step back. And this, ironically, is similar to the Florida State issues that they have. It's high school recruiting. You have to build your culture. You have to build the basis of your program from high school recruiting. That's who you develop. That's who is in the weight room every single day for the 3-4 years that develops the culture. So when you're just going out and cherry picking Polder players, and he's done a pretty good job. I think he got a good quarterback out of high school that's coming in as a freshman, some offensive linemen, but you know, to be on the level that they want to be, and I just think it's going to be hard at Colorado. I don't know if they have the money to compete with, you know, the Texas schools, and that's who they're going to be competing with in recruiting. So I just don't see it at Colorado. I think he's a decent coach. You know, he's always going to have that flair and, you know, all the antics, you know, on and off the field. People are always going to criticize him, but at the end of the day, he's won everywhere he's went. So I think he might be a good fit at Florida State. I think Florida State fans will pull their hair out hearing that, but he's going to bring excitement. He's going to bring talent. I mean, he took Travis Hunter to Jackson State, you know what I'm saying? You put Travis Hunter on that Florida State team that was 13-0, you know, that's a different team altogether. So I think he could recruit really well at Florida State, and that's what they need. They need an infusion of talent, high school talent, and somebody that could bring in, you know, class after class. So we'll see. I don't know what to expect. I think this is a kind of show me year for Deion about how good of a coach he is, because I don't think he's going to out-talent anybody this year.
Here's my thing about Deion. You know, how can you recruit high school kids? You say, and I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing. High school kids, that has to be your foundation. But he won't go make home visits. How do you sell a senior? Hey, Jason, we really like for you to come play for us, but I'm never going to come see your parents. I'm not going to see you in your home. You come to me. I mean, this is just me now. Okay, I have a hard time seeing that you're going to build anything long-term when you just have such disregard for high school kids. That's just me. He doesn't go visit them. He doesn't make home visits at all.
They fully believe in the portal.
We'll see. At Florida State, you're going to never visit somebody? I mean,
I'm with you, Jim.
That's just me.
I don't think you can do that at Florida State.
If I'm the coach, I'm Kirby Smart, and there's a kid in Orlando, and I'm in your house. That's the first thing I'm going to bring up. Hey, I'm here. I know you want to go to Florida State. You come to Georgia. I'm here.
You know they're going to negative recruit him.
Why is the head coach not here visiting me? I'm here. I'm with you. You know good and well they're going to play
Of course they're going to say that.
And 9% of recruiting is selling the parents. If you're in their home, if you're in their living room, talking to them, sitting down and getting to know them.
Well, if you're the AD, wouldn't you not say, hey, we want you to be the head coach here, but we expect our head coach to be on the road recruiting?
100%.
But I would think that would happen. But, Deion's his own man. You can't. I'm Deion. I'm prime time. You ain't going to tell me what to do. I'm going to run my way. That's just me. I mean, that's just what I think. I don't think he's a bad coach. I don't think he's a bad guy. He's just got his own way of doing things, and it doesn't always jive with everybody else. If anybody can
get away doing that, it's him, though.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody can get away with it, it's him because he's a legend.
Right.
And you're right. Florida State needs something right now.
They need something.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays out this year. All right, what about Colorado going backwards? You think what kind of year you think they're going to have?
I think about 500 is realistic. 6-6, 5-7, 7. I think that's right about where they're. I was listening to those who they're playing. They're not playing any real world beaters by any means. I mean, they're always going to have tough games, but we'll see.
The first game of the year is going to be important for them, though, and the BYU game is going to be tough. BYU, they may not be top 10, 15, but they're always around that 20, 30 range, and they're always
going to be
solid.
well coached. They're always going to play hard.
They're going to hit you. They're going to be physical.
Same as Utah.
Right.
Utah and BYU.
I don't see them winning at Utah. Utah's a tough place to play. Whittingham's a really good coach. I think if he was at like a Penn State or something, he could be a national championship caliber coach.
I thought I read somewhere he's thinking about getting out of it, but he hadn't retired since the last couple of days, has he?
Who?
Utah's coach.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's really good. All right, let's talk about some of our great people we have. We got so many of them. Appreciate everyone. Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. You want a great meal? Now, Pat Pernod is the city commissioner. Does an incredible job over in Lynn Haven. His restaurant is second to none. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Go have a wonderful time. Great meal, but the service is unbelievable. They treat you like family. Great place to watch the World Series of college baseball. Any kind of sport and event right there at Beef O'Brady's. TVs everywhere. Go check it out. You'll absolutely love it. Every Wednesday, 10 wings on the side. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. And when you're down there, let's go see Russ and Amber. What are we going to do?
Take advantage of that estate sale they've got going on right now. Jewelry from $5 to $5,000. And they will inspect your jewelry and clean it for absolutely free. And if you'd like, get a little hard up for cash. They're buying gold right now, and gold is an all-time high. David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Before we get back, talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. For this afternoon and evening, likely thunderstorms and some sun and a high of 86 with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and possible thunderstorms with lows around 79. Tomorrow, likely thunderstorms and a temperature near 87. Moving into Thursday, about the same with a high of 89 and likely thunderstorms. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVL2 Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy.
I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending. Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide. Roll Alabama Update is brought to you by the local company, the best around, Stevenson Air Conditioning. Not even close. Locals take care of locals throughout the Panhandle of Florida. They're there for you anytime, day or night. It's Stevenson Air Conditioning, and the heat is here. I encourage you to get your air conditioning and cooling system serviced. It's going to run better. It's going to save you on your power bill. Make sure you go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. All right, SEC Big Ten scheduling agreement. We'll see what happens with that. The Big Ten wants the SEC to play 9 conference games. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'll tell you right now, there's not one coach. They can say what they want to say. There's not one coach that want to see that happen. They don't want to play one more SEC game, another opportunity to lose, another opportunity to get your butt fired.
Wow.
That's just a fact.
I mean, don't play like the other conferences.
It's worked well for us in the past, won championships, so we'll see. I think they're going to be forced to do it because of money. Everything's about money now, so I think that's going to happen because the money drives everything.
I think it's because the super conferences are coming in, and you can't have one. You can't have the AFC per se play 8 games, and then the NFC's playing 9 games because that's basically what we're headed for. So they want a unified schedule.
I don't care how many they play; it just ought to be the same.
Yeah.
All right.
Notre Dame ought to be in there too. That's just me. In the
Big Ten SEC, if they do, and they have been in discussions about playing one another. The 2 most powerful conferences in college football, we'll see how it works out. I think that's going to happen, too, because TV ratings going to push everything that way. It's all about the money. Now, these are teams that they want Alabama to play. Now, remember this coming up, 2025 or 2026, they have a home-and-home with Ohio State. They have a home-and-home with FSU. They have a home-and-home with Notre Dame coming up. They have a home-and-home with Wisconsin. They went up there last year. They're coming back here. So we already had those lined up. This is what they want going forward if we do have this agreement with the SEC and Big Ten. They rank the top 5 teams they want to play and why out of the Big Ten. Number 5, Michigan. Michigan and Alabama have played 7 times. Michigan leads 4-3. They've beaten Bama 4 times. Alabama's won 1. The last meeting was in the bowl game. Alabama looked pathetic. A very average Michigan team, half the team not even playing, beat them 19-13. A couple of years back, they played out in the Rose Bowl. Michigan wins a game, goes on, wins the national championship. Two of the biggest names in college football, 2 true blue bloods. TV ratings would be huge for this. Can you imagine Bama in the big house? That would be pretty cool for Bama fans. Number 4, Oregon. Alabama and Oregon have never played. Both have been in the playoffs. They both were in the playoffs in 2014, the first year we ever had the playoffs, and that's the year the Ohio State beat both of them for the national championship. So that would be kind of a good, that'd be kind of neat playing Oregon. Number 3, Alabama has history with this team. Let me just drink water real quick. Alabama has history with this team right here, and they'd like to see them back on the schedule.
USC.
Alabama, Nebraska, number 3. Okay. Alabama leads Nebraska 3-2. Bear Bryant's been involved in all the Alabama-Nebraska games. They did have a home-and-home play before. The last time they played at Alabama was actually in Legion Field in 1978, the year Alabama won the national championship. Well, Alabama got beat by USC that day. Last time they played, I take that back. Last time they played, 1978, Week 1, Alabama beat them 20-30. That year, Alabama won the national championship. But they have a history back to the 1966 Orange Bowl. Bama beat them 39-28. Kenny Staley was the quarterback. They won the national championship. They played in the Orange Bowl, 1971. Both were ranked 1 and 2. Nebraska destroyed them. One of the worst whippings I've ever seen Alabama get. It was 38-6. They had Kenny Rogers. They had Glover at nose guard. It was not even a game. So they want that back on the schedule. Number 2, most teams, and they want to see Bama to play, is Southern Cal. Alabama leads Southern Cal 6-2. Last time they played, and Jim brought this up earlier, Southern Cal was running their mouth. They had to cocky it at warm-ups, hold me back, all that kind of stuff. Alabama in 2016 beat them 52-7 in Jerry's World. 1971 historical game. Alabama breaks out the wishbone on a Friday night game in Los Angeles. Alabama beats them, and the wishbone year started. Alabama, and what USC really did for Alabama in the Southeastern Conference, South in general, when they came into Birmingham Legion Field and beat Alabama 42-21, and everybody saw those black players. And everybody's like, we got to get some black players now. And that's when they started integration after that game.
Sam Cunningham, baby.
Yeah, they ran all over them. So they do want USC back on. But it surprised me. The number one game they want to see, and remember, they got Ohio State next year.
Right.
It's Penn State. And they do have history with Penn State. Alabama leads Penn State 10-5 in all-time games. They signed a 10-year contract back in the 80s when Coach Bryant was at the end of his career and Joe Paterno was winning all those games. But the 1979 game is played on January. It was 1978 season. It was for the national championship, played on January 1st, 1979. The goal line stand. Alabama beats Penn State 14-7 to win the national championship. So I get it. Barry Krause tackled the big running back for Penn State at the goal line. Alabama wins the football game. So I kind of get that. They want to see that one brought back.
Absolutely.
And Saban was there during that when they played up there, and they won. He also was here when we beat them here. So we played Penn State. We got the history of Penn State. That's pretty cool.
It'll be a really good game. I mean, both teams are still closer at the top.
In your opinion, which one is this, as a fan, would you like to see Alabama play more often out of the Big Ten? Is it Ohio State? Is it Michigan, Penn State, USC, Nebraska? Who would you like to see him play?
I'd love to see him play Ohio State. I think that would be a good rivalry. But, I mean...
In the old days, I would, not going forward.
Take that one away. Just, I think the Penn State matchup's really good. I think they're very similar programs. I think they're both, every year compete for a national championship. I think Franklin's done a really good job recruiting. Alabama's got talent. Two of the most historic, boring uniforms in all of college football going at each other that don't have alternative uniforms.
Practice uniforms.
I see his tail wagging over there because they both, have the basic uniforms, and but I think they have the best.
I got these uniforms coming up here in a short way. I'm glad you brought that up. We'll break it down a little bit here.
But I would like to see that played more often. I think they're two great programs.
I'll be honest with you. I think we play Ohio State. Is it 2025 we play Ohio State 26?
It's not this year. It's 25.
26, 27, something like that. I don't think we have a shot. I think we're going to have drilled.
Man, I hope so.
I don't think that. Well, you know what? We'll know more this year.
For sure, yeah.
Recruiting, we did a little bit better nationally in the state. We're not getting the best players Auburn is. This could be 3 years in a row if things continue like it's like right now. You got to take care of your home state, then you got to do a good job nationally recruiting. And you got to have money to go buy players going forward. And Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, I'll throw Texas A&M in there. You would think those 4 teams right there would dominate. What about Penn State? Don't they have plenty of money they could go buy players?
Oh, they are. I mean, they have a really good class.
Michigan's got money.
The team that's killing it is kind of off the radar right now because they haven't been in the top 10 in a while is USC. I mean, they are absolutely destroying it. And I talked to Coach Sequel. He's got a friend on their staff out there, man. I mean, and they just had articles. And you look at some of these, like one reporters USC has the most powerful NIL collective in all of college football, and they're spending it right now because once that House deal goes into effect, these clearinghouse rules are going to limit NIL a little bit. But, man, their last 2 classes are absolutely just loaded. So if Lincoln Riley can coach it all.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because they got all the money in the world. They got Hollywood. They got, all these developers and tech companies out there. I mean, if it's money for money, dollar for dollar, nobody can compete with USC.
They got the movie stars.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, going forward, you don't even know what to count on anymore.
No, you can't.
So we've never been through what we're seeing right now. In the history of college football, everything has changed. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We were talking about Go Vote, Best of Bay, El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill.
Oh, yeah.
They're in there. David Adams Jewelry's in there.
A lot of
we need them. People go vote for them.
Are in there. And let me bring this point. Would you rather vote for some disc jockey somewhere here in Panama City or a 2-time Hall of Famer? Huh? Who would you rather vote for? Vote for a winner. Vote for the Coach James Hale Show. It's easy to do.
The money's in the bag. Right beside I just handed that to you.
All right.
All right, good. Good job.
Your Rudy's gift card's in the bag.
And there's a lot of them. You got all you want.
Can't wait.
Oh, man. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, the coldest beer. Go check it out today. Black beans and rice, quesadillas. It's really good, but they got the best seafood. The ice cold beer. Try the pork chops. They got great food there. The legendary J. Michael's. Also, don't forget about, we just talked about Amber and them. You want some jewelry? Where are we going?
You're going to go to David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830. Highway is 77 in Lynn Haven. They got that estate sale. If you were there just a couple of days ago or last week, they've got a whole new selection out. Jewelry from $5 to $5,000 out there, and they'll do a jewelry cleaning and inspection absolutely free. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
And Jason Kovaleski, tell everybody where you're located.
Yeah, we're located on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. We got our InBody 570. If you want to track your results, got a free sample bar. We got a lot of new products in, so come check us out there. And we're in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods, where we also have our InBody 570 and a free sample bar to try out products.
Let's get back and talk about the Auburn Tigers. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
I buy socks from the supermarket. Is that weird?
Yes, weird. That's strange. Supermarket socks?
I support it. You're going to rip every sock anyway.
No,
some socks are very nice. And you want to take care of them.
There's a certain level of comfort.
I like supermarket socks.
Well, if you like it, then you like it.
Yeah, you like it, but I assume that you like it because you don't know no better.
Evan Canty and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. For this afternoon and evening, likely thunderstorms and some sun and a high of 86 with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and possible thunderstorms with lows around 79. Tomorrow, likely thunderstorms and a temperature near 87. Moving into Thursday, about the same with a high of 89 and likely thunderstorms. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi, folks. It's Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Did you know that we have a master jeweler right here in the store? That's right. She has over 20 years experience in the art of repairing jewelry. Most repairs are done within a week. So don't send your jewelry off for 6 weeks. Bring it to us at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We size rings and solder chains. We can reset your diamond into a new setting and even custom design. You'll get your jewelry back quickly and looking as good as new. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, Bay County's trusted jeweler for over 50 years.
Father's Day is coming soon, and you want your special dad to be recognized as the world's greatest, right? A gift from That Boot Store will be just the thing to show you really care. Select from a huge selection of name brand Western wear in sizes to fit any dad, young and old, and at a price you can afford. For that hardworking dad, Carhartt work clothes will be the perfect gift. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5:30. Next to Bill Bird Kia on 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store, where God is good all the time.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Pain don't hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Whoa! Ew! Hey, Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna, get out to Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven and say War Eagle. I tell you what, a great place to watch all these baseball games, Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. And I was hoping we were going to be watching the Auburn Tigers. I really thought maybe they could do something special this year in baseball. They did. They had a good year. There's no doubt about that. But that Friday night, it killed them, man. They lost to Coastal Carolina 7-6, and they couldn't overcome it. Saturday, they get beat 4-1. The year's over. Really good year, but no Omaha, no College World Series. They have spent the money on the basketball arena, and look what's happened. They spent the money on the baseball stadium. I don't know if you guys ever watched Auburn baseball games, and every once in a while they'll show you some things there, but they have really put the money in it. That's a great facility. It really is. It's a great place to go play baseball. They have some great players going through there, but I was disappointed them losing Coastal Carolina. And again, if they could have won that game Friday, I think they win the whole thing. They lose 7-6, and then Saturday it got away from them. But they were playing, like you said, the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah,
they are. They won 23 games in a row now.
I think so.
And they have 50 wins, 11 losses, something like that. So they're just a really, really good team.
They can pitch, they can hit. They're a complete team. There's no doubt. And Coastal Carolina.
They got a history of
fighting Volvies.
They won a national championship, about 5 years ago?
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah. Okay.
That's before it was legal to. Brian was doing this stuff before it was legal for them, Coastal Carolina. But anyway, Auburn, what did they do in the SEC? They finished the year with 17-13. Overall record, 41 wins, 20 losses. At home, and this was surprising they lost at home. At home, they were 26-7, and that's two of them right there to maybe the best team in baseball. Who knows? On the road, they were 7-11. In neutral sites, Auburn was, 8-2. I think that's correct, 8-2. Other games past Saturday for us, SEC. Saturday, LSU 16, West Virginia. I forgot their score, 16. Anyway, LSU won. Then Sunday, they win it all. LSU 12, West Virginia 5. Arkansas 4, Tennessee 3. Then it was Arkansas 11, Tennessee 4. So Arkansas is in, LSU's in. We'll talk more about that later. Jason, you had brought this up. Well, let me get this recruiting. We're talking about recruiting. The last 2 years, Auburn has dominated the state in state. Now here we go again for 3 years in a row. And it's early. We all know it's early. They commit. Hell, they charge you $5,000, $20,000 just to come take a visit now. They'll commit. Tell everybody what you told me off there.
About?
The guy that they commit, and then they get more money to go some.
Oh, no, I was just talking with Coach Siegel about, Austin's, I think, at Temple, and he said, they had some kids that, or their agents contact them because now you got to deal with the agent, and he would be like, I'll decommit here, I'm coming there, if you can get my guy $20,000, so that they would pay him. But then at the last second, a school like Ole Miss or, an Alabama or something would come in and offer him $50,000-$60,000 to be the backup quarterback. He's not even going there to start, you know what I'm saying? But the, allure and the money that they can't compete with, they can come in at last minute, swipe up these players for depth. And so it's just a wild, wild west out there. And some of these smaller schools are getting hurt by that. And I think they can't keep the money from what I understood. So it's a strange situation. And I think that's what this house deal is going to do, to put some structure in there. I mean, and, that's why the clearinghouse is in place, to make sure these NIL deals are above board, not just some Wild West shootout.
Now, Auburn recruiting, again, this could be the third year in a row that they dominate the state. We shall see. If it does, it's really going to, the radar is going to go up on it.
But I don't want to think USC's doing that. Other schools aren't. They're paying their kids monthly as long as they stay committed and not take other visits. So they're getting $20,000 a month if they stay committed and don't take other visits. That's why you see.
And all this is legal.
Right now, who's policing the game?
Right.
Nick Saban?
No one.
No.
Yeah.
So that if they stay committed and don't take other, that's why you see so many USC kids commit now, because every month they're getting $20,000, and if they don't take other visits, then they cut them loose, and they have in their contracts, if you take other visits, you got to pay that money back. So they can make up $240,000 this year if they stay committed for the entire year. That's how much money USC has.
High school player, 16, 17, 18-year-old.
May never see the field.
The number 9 player in the state of Alabama, he's also a 4-star receiver. Over on the country, he's rated 164. Marquez Daniels. He's had official visit this past weekend at Auburn. He'd been there other times before. He said, I had a great time. The only other school that Auburn's really concerned about, and all the experts in recruiting, is it Alabama? No. He likes Florida. It's a kid from the state of Alabama. He likes Florida. He likes the coaches at Florida. He likes the atmosphere of Florida. He likes a lot about the Gators. But he said, I had a great time at Auburn. I really like the coaching staff there. I like what they're doing. I like the direction of the program's headed. And now, maybe he's saying he really likes Florida to get more money from Auburn. Maybe Bama don't want to pay the money to him. Maybe there's somebody else they want. But when you go 8 out of the top 10 2 years in a row go to Auburn, not Alabama, the other 2 go to Oregon and Ohio State, I don't know. I mean, if you're Ohio State and all your best players are going to Michigan and the other 2 are going to Penn State, wouldn't you be like, dang, man, we got to get some kids in state to come to Ohio State in the top 10?
If you got the money.
Yep.
Because certain schools are willing to overpay, and Auburn's one of them because, Yellowwood has got a ton of money, and he loves Auburn football, so they're never going to hurt when it comes to the NIL.
So the Auburn Tigers, let's see if Hugh Freeze can pull his magic and get it done again 3 years in a row, dominating the state of Alabama recruiting. We'll see. It's really early. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. All right, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think a lot of teams were waiting for this house deal to start offering money because they didn't know what the structure was, and they were afraid the clearinghouse comes along and says these deals aren't going to be, above board. So I do think you're going to see a lot of these teams kind of develop their classes here in the next 6 weeks because they've been holding off a little bit.
USA Today, they ranked the best of everything, the best and worst helmets of the SEC. Helmets, Jason, not just the jersey, the pants. Now, I disagree with him completely, but we'll run it down real quick. At number 16, the ugliest helmet in the SEC, Vandy.
Yep.
Number 15, Texas A&M.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't like the color. Number 14, Mississippi State.
I think that's worse than Texas A&M, even though they're exactly the same.
Number 13. No, hey, we'll all agree with this one. Number 13. Kentucky. Yeah. No. I don't know. I might would put that at 18.
I like the blue, man.
They got the blue.
What color? They got silver.
Chrome.
They got chrome, white, and blue. They don't even know what they are.
I like Kentucky.
What jar are y'all drinking out of today?
We'll
get there. We'll get there. I definitely don't agree with this. At number 12, Auburn. They said that's what they said about Auburn. We like the logo, but it's just the color scheme we're not crazy about. The helmet's okay. It's classic. It's easy to identify the Auburn Tigers. You know who they are. But in the SEC, just the color scheme.
Let me ask a question. As you would know this. In your entire life, what is the only time where Auburn hasn't had a white helmet with the UA on it?
Never.
Did they have orange helmets at Barfield?
No.
When
They've always had white helmet. I don't remember.
Always.
It's 68 years they've been. I think forever they've been white, which I love about them. I like Penn State. Do you know who they are?
Right.
But I like the color scheme at Auburn. I think it's good. I think they're wrong. They got South Carolina at number 11. And right now, South Carolina wears black, red, and white.
Right.
So you should disqualify people who don't know their school colors. At number 10, the Florida Gators. They wear orange. They wear white. I do like Florida's helmet, though.
I do, too.
Number 9.
I like the orange ones.
Yeah, I do, too. Missouri wears black, white, yellow. I mean, I don't know what they're wearing. This one, there's no way this helmet is better looking than Auburn's. And y'all help me out. There's no way. Tennessee. I'm sorry.
They're just drab.
It's ugly. That color.
I think this comes from an Alabama fan.
That color, orange tee a white stripe and a white helmet. Auburn's a lot better looking.
Tennessee reminds me of like Penn State, Alabama. Once you see that, you know exactly who it is. You got that kind of historic feeling. So to me, it brings more nostalgia than maybe it's a pretty helmet.
They all need to take a lesson from, and I hate to say this, from the NFL. I mean, look at some of them are pretty corny.
And they never change it.
But I mean, you see a Rams helmet, that's a Rams helmet. You know, you see a pirate with a flag on a helmet.
Bengals.
Packers. See the stripes.
Yeah, you dang sure know who Green Bay is.
Cleveland Browns. I'm sorry, Jim, but
we
copied what they're doing with their
we
helmets.
played at Southern. Our helmets, our uniforms look exactly like the Steelers. They were winning back then, and that were our school colors. Our helmet, everything was like the Steelers.
I mean, be more creative than putting up just one letter on your helmet.
All right, number 7, Arkansas. Okay, whatever.
I like theirs.
Number 6, Alabama. Okay, you don't like it? I get it.
If you don't like Tennessee, how you going to like Alabama?
That's what I don't get it. Number 5, LSU.
I would put them in the top 5.
You know who they are.
Yeah.
They don't ever change theirs. Number 4, Oklahoma. I've seen them wear white before, too. I don't like that. I like their
colors.
Tradition.
I love that color.
Yeah. Number 3, Texas.
Burn
you got
orange,
it all
baby.
white with it steers on there.
You know what they say about Texas.
There's only 2 things that come from Texas, boy.
Right, you guys,
two things come from Texas.
You don't look much like a steer.
Yeah, you don't like a steer. That's how you look like in Columbus. And number 2, the Georgia Bulldogs. I like Georgia's helmets, like Green Bay's, except their color schemes. Georgia. The number 1 helmet, I disagree, because they don't know what color they are, is Ole Miss. 1 minute they have a white helmet on, then they have a dark blue on,
then they got a light blue.
I'll be honest. I could not tell you what their helmet would look like.
That's what I'm saying. How did Ole Miss? Hey, USA Today, go back and rank these things. That was pathetic, man.
Yeah.
Auburn should be at least top 4. Well, I got to ask the Buckeye boys, and be honest with me. How can y'all, man, Woody Hayes was spinning his great. Why do you let them wear those different color helmets? And you got the best looking uniforms.
Money.
When y'all have your traditional, I like your traditional white uniforms.
I do too.
I love that. But I will say this: I was shocked when they wore that red on red. I got to be honest with you, that looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Of all the alternate uniforms they wear, the red on red is the best.
And I didn't think I'd like that when I saw it. I said, dang, that does
I
look
just don't like
good.
the black ones. I mean,
I can't stand it.
Everybody's that goes to black, and now you look like maybe like a Utah alternative uniform.
Right.
So you just don't see Ohio State when they wear the black. Not that it's ugly or anything negative about it. It's just I like to know that it's Ohio State, and I thought the red scarlet was a good twist on their alternate uniforms. As long as they got that silver helmet and the Buckeye leaves on the back, I mean, they can put whatever they want on there. But I love the white ones.
Yeah.
How could the second greatest football program in history?
We had an SEC coach come up there named Urban Meyer and change everything.
Shoot him. All right, well, Jason, let's talk about Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Yeah, we're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. You can come see me today. I'll be there 2 to 7. You can do the in-body and get some free samples. We got some new pre-workouts in today. So if you want to come grab a free sample, take it to the gym, work out on it. That's what we do there. We try to sample out as much as possible. If you want to try a new protein out, some of our vitamins, you come out there. If you want to try the Somatomax, get some sleep tonight, come grab a free sample. It's free to use.
Get it. If you're having problems sleeping, get that.
Yeah, just come try it out. Just see if you like it. Some people may not like it, but we've had a lot of success with it. So getting a good night's sleep is really, really important. And we're in the Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. We got both places with free sample bars, our in-bodies, and we got good employees at both locations. Also, let's talk about Steve's Bike Shop. Steve is a wonderful coach, Mosley High School swim coach. He's incredible. They got those electric bikes. They got a large selection of electric bikes. You know, if you're a hunter, they've got these. My roommate in college, Green Beret, ex-Green Beret, he hunts all the time, and his wife bought him a all-wheel drive electrical bike, and you can put that thing behind it, put all your gear in,
You take it up to those trails and stuff. It's incredible. This is unbelievable.
So
things
they're quiet. They won't scare the animals.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable,
like
man. And they'll go up to about 30 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, these electric bikes are taking over the world. Now, they got the old-fashioned bikes there, too. They work on bow type. They sell bow type. Steve's Bike Shop right there on 23rd Street. Go check it out. We think you'll love it.
Wear a helmet.
Wear a helmet. Please wear a helmet. Vandy Roofing is number one. Not even close. Kyle Vandergriff is incredible. They design it. They build it. Commercial, residential. But if you want a roof, it's Kyle Vandy. It's Vandy Roofing, number one. They're going to come to our house Wednesday. Going to meet with them. I got some other issues, just a roof that I got to talk to him about. Turf Pro Pest Control, you want that yard to look beautiful? Patrick can make it happen. Listen to him every Monday, 8:30, right here on ESPN, Northwest Florida. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Get out to Beefro Cody's in Lynn Haven.
And vote.
Today. Go vote.
Go vote. Go vote today.
USA! USA!
Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey, and thank you for nominating the Inside Drive on the 2025 Best of Bay. To vote for the Inside Drive as the best radio show in Bay County, go to ESPNPC.com and click Best of Bay. And remember, for a brighter future, vote the Inside Drive in 2025. This message funded by ESPN Northwest Florida and the Committee to Elect the Inside Drive.
This Father's Day, reward that special dad with a place to unwind and just chill out. Portable buildings for dad are available in all price ranges at Bestway Portable Buildings. The best in portable, period. Just north of the Old Mall, Highway 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. And mark your calendars for June 28th and 29th from 9 to 3. It's a multi-family yard sale at Bestway Portable Buildings, a Golden Age builder.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
If you spend any time at all in your yard, you're going to encounter fire ants.
We know they can ruin a party. That's why we're this area's experts at fire ant elimination.
As your certified top choice professional, we will rid your yard of these unwanted invaders. Brock Pest is so sure they will get rid of fire ants that they offer a 1-year guarantee.
Enjoy your yard fire ant free. We guarantee it. Give us a call for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control. Our family protecting yours since 1968.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
All right, welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, 10 toughest games. Big games, huge games. Coming at number 10, Texas A&M, Notre Dame. SEC versus the Independent. Okay, that's a big, huge game. I get that. And we're talking SEC now.
Notre Dame starts off the season tough. They play Miami, then Texas A&M, I believe.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Number 9. I'm telling you now, Elko can coach. I like him. He did a good job at Duke. It won't shock me to see them do something. I don't know if they'll beat them. But
Notre Dame beat them last year.
Yeah, it's at Notre Dame, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because they play Miami at Miami the first game of the week.
Yeah.
Or year, I should say.
This is SEC Big Ten combined toughest schedules, and it's dominated by the best conference in college football. Number 9, Arkansas versus. Well, wait a minute now.
Come on, man, Arkansas.
Texas A&M plays the SEC, and they got Notre Dame. That's a tough schedule.
Are we talking about baseball or football now?
We're talking football.
Get to the point. Who's Arkansas playing?
Arkansas. They got Notre Dame. They got Texas. They got LSU. They got Tennessee, Ole Miss. Just to name a few, they come in at number 9.
Wasn't it not any good? Every game's tough.
Thank you, Jason. At number 8, the Alabama Crimson Tide. They're at Georgia. They're at Auburn, Oklahoma, LSU, FSU, Wisconsin. Look at they're playing powerhouse teams, non-conference games. FSU, a blue blood. They got Wisconsin out of the Big Ten. That schedule is brutal. It should be way higher than that. Number 7. You're right about this. This could be the toughest one.
Let me know when we start.
Number 7, Mississippi State. They got Georgia. They got Texas. They got Arizona State. They got
Arizona
Ole Miss.
State.
Well, what he just said is true. If you're no good, of course everybody's schedule's tough.
They got BYU.
They won 3.
At number 6.
They won 3 games last year.
At number 6, when you combine the Big Ten, SEC, toughest top 10 schedules. Number 6, LSU, the Fighting Tigers.
It's like this every year.
They're at Alabama. Oklahoma. They open up at Clemson. They got Ole Miss on the road. They got the Florida Gators. They got them at home.
I will say that's a tough schedule.
It is. At number 5, who cares? You're right about this. I throw this one out. At number 5, Kentucky. Who cares? Georgia, Texas, back-to-back games. Georgia, Texas. So you know that's 2 losses there.
Yeah.
So anyway, Kentucky comes at number 5. Number 4, Oklahoma. They've got Michigan as a non-conference game. The defending national champs 2 years ago. Texas A&M, LSU, Auburn, Alabama. Oklahoma's schedule's brutal. At number 3, South Carolina. They've got Clemson at the end of the year. They got Virginia Tech at the beginning of the year, and they're supposed to be pretty good this year. In between, they got Alabama at home. They got Oklahoma. They got LSU. They got Ole Miss, just to name a few. At number 2, come on, give me a break. At number 2, Wisconsin. They got the Buckeyes. They got Oregon. They got Michigan. They got Alabama. They do got a tough schedule. They do got a tough schedule. Ohio State.
Fickle might not be there after this year.
Seriously, that's 4 losses right there. They got Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, and Alabama. They're at Alabama. And at number 1, toughest schedule, when you combine the Big Ten and the SEC, is Florida. And I agree. I do think it's the toughest. At the end of the year, they got FSU. We don't know how good they're going to be. You got Miami. They're supposed to be good. You got LSU, Georgia, Texas A&M. I do think Florida's got the toughest.
I have a question for you, Mr. SEC.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Last year, when we got to the playoffs and Ohio State had to play who they had to play, did we ever hear the whining and complaining and carrying on? This is so tough. It's so hard. Did we ever, when they dogged 2 SEC teams? Did we ever hear any of this crap? Why is it that only SEC teams play a tough schedule?
Because ESPN.
Why is that? That's all
your narrative.
TV hype.
My ear things aren't working. What'd you say?
It just gets old. Of course, Kentucky's going to have a tough schedule because they're not any good, and everybody they play is better than them.
Because
Same
it
thing
means
with Mississippi.
more.
No, it doesn't.
It just
mean more.
means more here.
It's a bunch of crap is what
it means more here.
What was the publication that rank those, though? It's got to be ESPN. They're setting up their
I don't want to say.
plus index.
I don't want to say.
It's ESPN.
The SEC network.
Right.
No, but SEC top to bottom's the toughest conference in college football. I'll argue that till I die. Are we the best? No. The last 2 years, you got to give it to the Big Ten. They won 2 national championships. This past year, and I think going forward, it all runs in cycles. We had it for about 15 years.
I agree.
I think now you're going to see the Big Ten. Why? Because they've gone out. They got USC. They got Oregon. They from coast to coast. Nebraska's getting better. But it took Nebraska time to get used to that schedule. You got Ohio State, you got Michigan, you got Penn State. Y'all keep saying, I think Penn State's one of the best teams in the country. Y'all keep making fun of them.
That SEC logic kills me. It kills me. Yeah, and now we got Texas and Oklahoma in there. So obviously the other ones weren't strong enough, so you had to go poach those 2 from somebody else to make your conference better. Is that what you're saying?
We're going to bring in the Buckeyes. We want Ohio State to come to a real conference.
Then you won't never win a SEC title.
I wanted to go back the old way when nobody cheated.
We wanted to cheat.
When it was fair. Everything was balanced. Yeah. You didn't have all this mess.
Albert Means, did you get your money?
Oh, that's you. Did you steal any more money from cancer patients?
Albert, look at the shopping bag. Behind the shoebox.
Tennessee. Here's a McDonald's bag with $10,000, but we're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, well, it's all good.
Unbelievable. Y'all
we have a tough schedule, so we have to cheat.
Anyway,
that's why Michigan's a stain on the Big Ten. They brought us down to y'all's level.
Right.
It means a lot.
You know what you need?
It means a lot to them.
I just thought. I'm glad you said it. You know what you need? You need Michigan to go to the damn SEC because they fit right in with you guys. You cheaters.
They play.
No.
They got Oklahoma this year. Don't they got Oklahoma this year?
Yeah.
You can have them.
And who they play last year? The SEC.
Texas.
Yeah.
Put them full time.
That's a really good game because both those teams have a lot of expectations.
How much time?
But I'm just not sure how good either one is. So the Oklahoma-Michigan game is going to be really telling for both schools.
Yeah,
if Michigan get Underwood, with his feet under him and making the right decision, he's going to be a really good quarterback.
Yeah, he will.
81 days until Alabama, Florida State. All right. By college schools, this past year, they dominated the NFL with sacks. We got the 10 top teams. Who was the number one team?
Ohio State.
It was. The Ohio State Buckeyes, if you played Ohio State, you go in the NFL, they had a record 58 sacks when the great team.
Larry Johnson can't coach, though. Just remember that.
And number two, what school? These are all the big name schools.
Yeah,
now.
I think it's Alabama.
Alabama with 55. Number three, another huge team, big name, SEC.
LSU?
No. They won back-to-back, thank you, back-to-back national champs, Georgia. And number four, I'm telling you, watch out for this team this year, out of the Big Ten.
Penn State,
48.5. And believe it or not, this past, you got older players in the NFL. FSU was at number 5 with 46 players. At number 6.
The 13-0 team has some stud defensive linemen on there. If you watched, they won Rookie of the Year. I mean, they played really well.
Number 6 was Texas A&M. I didn't know that, 43.5. And number 7 out of the it's all SEC Big Ten guys. At number 7, except for FSU, number 7 out of the Big Ten. They won a national championship. Michigan. They had 41.5. Out of the Big Ten, number 8 with 39.5. They got to win this year. He's got to win. You just mentioned a minute ago. They play at Alabama.
Wisconsin
had 39.5. Florida, it was at number 9, 38 sacks. And number 10 was Clemson. So you had, I think, two from the ACC. Everything else was from the SEC and Big Ten.
See a pattern here?
Yeah. The best players, the most money, most TV rights, everything. And have you heard anything else about expansion? Have you heard anything else about?
Not recently. Not something that would be imminent. I mean, we all think Notre Dame at the end of their MPC contract is going to maybe join the Big Ten.
And I think North Carolina's up there as high as anybody else.
I think everybody wants North Carolina. Just, the prestige, basketball, the secondary sports are
another
phenomenal.
State.
Yeah.
Another state.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Appreciate every single one of these wonderful sponsors we have here. Big Fur Braids at Lynn Haven, David Adams and Fine Jewelry, El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. And you can go vote for El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. They're on it also. They're incredible. El Rodeo, best happy hour anywhere. Also, who else is on that thing? J. Michael's Restaurant, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Get out to one of the 4 newbies, have a great time. And the legend, Dr. Chad Mitchell. If I tell you what, any type of injury, hip, knees, anything doing with your feet, shoulders, you name it, Chad Mitchell, the legend. People come from all around to be operated on him. Robotic surgery, he was trained up in that, one of the first ones that learned how to do that, and that's a lot better surgery than the old-fashioned way. If you can get it done robotic surgery, you're back quicker, you're feeling better quicker, and Chad Mitchell's the guy to go see. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioning, love those people down there. They're number 1, not even close. Stevenson Air Conditioning. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Let's check out Greg first up.
So, Paul, as you know, and you've come back to the motherland of Alabama, why not Senator Feinbaum?
It would probably take more than one person to get me elected, though.
I'm sure it would, but...
Can you handle it? Do you have any idea what it pays?
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Tuesday. For this afternoon and evening, likely thunderstorms and some sun and a high of 86 with a gentle breeze at 10 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and possible thunderstorms with lows around 79. Tomorrow, likely thunderstorms and a temperature near 87. Moving into Thursday, about the same with a high of 89 and likely thunderstorms. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Are we live?
Yeah.
I thought it dropped off. All right, let's talk about some of the more NFL, Big Ten, SEC, ACC, Big 12, how they rank, how they do. Now, this was like last year, okay? Touchdowns scored by colleges, where they come from, how they do, what's the number of total touchdowns, top 10 in college football, in the NFL. Here we go. The number was one school had responsible for 107 touchdowns. 107 touchdowns. They're out of the SEC. Who is it? Alabama Crimson Tide. At number 2, out of the SEC, who is it? They did not have a good year this year.
LSU.
Oklahoma. 69 touchdowns. I was surprised. At number 3, out of the Big Ten, who is it? That defending national champion. Yeah. Ohio State Buckeyes, 62. You're going to see these same names at the top of this stuff quite a bit. At number 4, you just mentioned them, LSU was 61. Drops down a little bit from here on out. At number 5, out of the SEC, who is it?
Georgia.
Georgia Bulldogs, 46. Out of the Big Ten, at number 6, who is it?
Michigan.
Penn State.
They are a new member.
Oh,
USC.
USC Trojans, 39. Out of the Big Ten at number 7, who is it? I think they're going to be good this year. Y'all don't like them.
Penn State.
Penn State with 38.
I just want to clear this up because I think they're going to be really good. The whole thing is, can they beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten? That's my whole thing. Drew Aller, to me, is not the guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes me nervous about them. Everything else.
If they can get in the playoffs and not play Ohio State early, they could make it to the championship game.
They in the playoffs, and I don't see them playing Ohio State early because I think they're going to be a high seed. They're either going to be, that 5-6 seed.
Yeah.
But
so I think they can get there.
I think they can make it to the national championship.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't think they're going to beat Ohio State or Texas just based on history and James Franklin and the quarterback spot.
But they could get there.
For sure, 100%. They got a really, really good team this year.
All right, Penn State is number 7. Their graduates done a great job. At number 8, they're tied with a Big Ten school. Who's at number 8?
Did we say Texas?
Texas. Good job. Texas with 32. Wait a minute. Iowa State.
Iowa State.
Iowa State. I thought it was Iowa. It's Iowa State is with them. That's not even in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
At number 10, independent. Who is it?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Yeah. So that's your top 10. I got one more. They broke it down, all these different things, but that was touchdowns. Sacks was the Buckeyes at number 1. Touchdowns was Alabama number 1. All right. NFL interceptions. What schools made it? Interceptions. It's a little bit different.
That'd be LSU.
They're at number 2. LSU is number 2 with 17 interceptions.
Ohio State's got to be up there. I know they got a lot of
Ohio
DBs.
State is at number 8. They had 8 interceptions by the Buckeyes. They were tied. You all never get this. They were tied with Texas A&M,
Georgia Bulldogs,
Cincinnati, Florida, Miami, and Maryland. All those
You know
have
what that
8
means?
interceptions.
You don't have to have a good secondary to win college football games.
All right. Who are the? We got number 8. We got number 2. Who we got left? Who's number 1? Most interceptions. Who coaches the DBs at Alabama?
George.
Nick Saban.
Right. Oh, so Alabama.
Alabama.
How far does this go back?
This past season.
Okay.
Alabama had 30. LSU's number 2 was 17. Who's number 3 out of the Big Ten? A new member.
Then USC. Oregon. Washington.
Washington had 13. They were tied with 2 other teams from the Big Ten. Who are they? I really like their coach. He's really
Illinois, Bielema.
13, yeah. And Iowa. Iowa's at 13. At number 6, with 10 interceptions from this school, they played for the national championship.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish. At number 7, I don't think you'll. I'm not going to tell you, but I don't think you'll ever get this one. Number 7, I think they're now a member of the Big 12. You like their head coach,
Utah.
Dang, good job. Utah at number 9. Good job, Jason Kovaleski.
They always have a really good defense.
All right, I'm done. I got to go. How much time I got to go? I got to be somewhere. 4 minutes? No. We're going to cut it short today.
Just stretch it out to 5.
Can we have another one where it says Nick Saban is better than Bear Bryant? Can we have that poll?
Well, never for me. Okay, I'll give you. You want?
No.
No. You asked.
Be careful
for it.
what you ask for.
Yeah,
man.
what was I thinking?
Where's Michigan Eddie when we need him?
Who is the NFL production? Who produced defensive linemen like no other school? Who in the last 2024, the last 5 years, the last 10 years, what one school out of the Big Ten has dominated this? It's not Alabama, the Big Ten.
Ohio State or Michigan?
It's Ohio State Buckeyes. 2024, the most dominant defensive line in the NFL. They come from the Buckeyes. Last 5 years, the Buckeyes. Last 10 years, the Buckeyes. Last 25 years, Georgia.
So what's your point?
Ohio State's pretty good up front. Who was the second best in 2024? Alabama. Last 5 years, Alabama. Last 10 years, Alabama. Who was second last 25 years? Georgia.
Yep.
We seeing a pattern here?
Yeah.
SEC Big Ten. Running back 2024, who is it? Last 5 years, who is it?
Georgia.
Last 10 years, who is it?
Or Alabama.
The number 1 running back school. For the last 5, 10, last year.
I'd say Alabama.
Alabama Crimson Tide. Last 25 years, Miami. Who's second last year? Georgia. Last 5 years, who is it?
Ohio State. Georgia.
Last 10 years?
Georgia.
Yes. Last 25 years? Miami. Unbelievable. All-time number 1 and number 2 for as NFL players is Miami and then Alabama if you connect all this stuff together.
Yeah.
But anyway, how much time we got? Jason, I'm going to talk about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. If you're an athlete out there right now and you're listening, you're a mom, dad, you got a son and daughter getting involved in sports, bodybuilding, whatever, there's one place and one man you need to know, and that's a local guy. That's Jason Kovaleski, 23rd Street, Pier Park. And you got machines down there that measure body weight.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the things you can do to help these athletes out.
So our InBody 570 is almost like a DEXA scan. It's an expensive body composition analyzer, so it gives us your percent body fat, your skeletal muscle, your hydration. It also gives us your baseline metabolic rate, which how many calories you burn at rest. So that allows us, once we calculate how many calories you burn throughout the day, to kind of cater a meal or diet plan that can fit your fitness goals, how to build muscle or lose weight, or do both. But the machine's a great tool to be able to come in and kind of track your progress and be able to adjust your diet on the fly. We also have a free sample bar, so if you want to bring your son or daughter down, let them try some products out. We have a lot of knowledge on what, each individual sport needs and how they need to be training and eating. Swimmer is going to be different than a football player. Football player is going to be different than a basketball player, but we have experience dealing with all. So just come down, talk to us. We're an open book. You don't have to sign up for a meal plan for us to help you out and give you some guidance on what to eat, when to eat it, but we have a free sample bar that you can utilize, try some products out, some vitamins, our mass gainers for kids that are trying to put on weight. We have creatines for guys that are 15, 16. I would wait till you're about 15 before I'd start incorporating that, but we have a lot of great products and knowledge to be able to help these kids get that advantage that they need.
I tell you what, if you have high cholesterol, you've got... Every time they write a prescription, it probably helps with that one problem, but there's side effects to everything you take. You ask the doctor, they'll tell you that, and they have to tell you what some of the side effects are.
But I would say this about a prescription. They're treating the symptom. If you want to treat the root cause and not be on medications and feel better, it's going to be through your diet and some basic supplements like fish oil and changing your diet, get more protein in, cutting the sugar out. Just basic, things that we can, kind of guide you through if you need help. And when the InBody helps us track.
You get off fried foods. You get off white bread. You get off sugar.
Right.
You're going to lose weight. You're going to feel better. Your body's going to function better. Everything. You're right. You can take care of most things yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Most ailments are through food. Your solution is food. A capsule or pill or pharmaceutical, prescription is only going to treat the symptom. So it may lower your cholesterol in the short term, but it's not treating the problem that's actually causing the elevated in cholesterol or blood pressure.
Yeah. All right, Jason, again, tell everybody where you're located.
On 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village and Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Wildcat, you complete me. I missed you.
I missed you, too.
Go Murray State.
Doc was a great sit-in.
Doc did an incredible job.
He did an incredible job.
And all you patients, you're going to be happy when you find out who's going to be looking after you Wednesday. It's going to be fun.
He's got to let you do at least one surgery.
That's for sure.
No, I don't want to do the surgery. I see that blood, I'll probably faint.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'll see you guys
Don't forget
Friday.
to go vote. Best of Bay.
Go vote.
Coach James Hale.
Go vote. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Ride home just got more dangerous. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for the afternoon underdog.